this is the end for Canelo. Now, what do I mean by this? Do I mean his career? Do I mean his money? His boxing career is over. And I hate to say this as a Mexican, because I really thought he would be the greatest. But onto his performances, his recent performances, he has not performed well. Let's go back to when he fought Caleb Plant. Absolutely dominated that fight. Became champion, took his belt. But then, guess what he did? He fought Bivol, went back to a weight class that he defeated one of the greatest in that weight class. But now he wanted to fight Bivol. Now Bivol, I think he thought he was gonna walk through him, but Bivol put up a great fight. Okay, I'm not saying that Bivol wasn't supposed to win that fight, but we did not expect that from Bivol. Canelo, I don't know if it was his weight, too much weight for him. I don't know if he was playing too much golf, like Oscar De La Hoya claimed that golfing could really affect your energy. Once you concentrate on golfing way too much, that takes away your concentration, your energy from boxing. I don't know which one it is, but Canelo did not perform well. I know Canelo, and Canelo would have took them out on the sixth or eighth round Bivol in his prime. And then he went on, and this is when I really thought Canelo was a coward here, is when he fought Triple G for a third time. No one wanted to see it. Triple G is an old man. No one wanted to see it. He knew it was going to be an easy fight. And still, he didn't knock him out. He still didn't get a TKO on him. The fact that Triple G is out of his prime, old, and he still couldn't knock him down, just proves that Canelo is far behind his prime. Let's look at Ryder. The fight with Ryder. The Canelo that I know would have knocked him out sixth, eighth round. What was this performance? Absolutely trash. And I hate to say this, I'm not against Canelo or anything. You know, I'm Mexican myself, but absolutely not. We cannot be having this performance. The fact that I'm still debating, is he gonna beat Charlo? Is he gonna beat him? That shouldn't be a question that should be even coming up. We should say, yeah, Canelo is gonna dominate Charlo. He's gonna knock him out. But I can't even say that confident. I can't even bet money on it. I was gonna bet money until I seen the Ryder performance. Absolutely not. These boxers are coming out with a bunch of disappointments. We've seen the Jay Paul disappointment. We've seen the Errol Spence Jr. disappointment. But now Canelo, is he out of his prime? Is he getting too old? Is he focusing in way too much on golf? Is this the end for him? I think he's far behind his prime. I don't think that he could come back. The only way he could come back is by beating Charlo with a knockout. Truly, if it goes to the judges, I wouldn't want to see that. And I think it's safe to say that Canelo's out of his prime. He's over with.
In my opinion, I don't think there's more of a delusional fighter than Canelo. How delusional do you have to be? How butthurt do you have to be to lose to Bivol? Dramatically lose by Bivol. Everybody's saying, whoa, whoa. Everybody's shocked. His whole fans were in tears. You know what happened, Canelo? Did you chew more than you could bite? Like, what really happened that fight? And how delusional do you have to be to go call out Triple G and fight him again, thinking that people are going to react as, oh my God, they're fighting again, third one. This is going to settle it. Nobody cares. I didn't watch that fight. Nobody really cared. I don't know what the pay-per-views were looking like, how much hype was around the fight before and after the fight. I really don't know. All I know is that Canelo won, whatever. I think a lot of people just knew, oh yeah, Canelo has to win. You know, Triple G's retired, he has to win. You know, I think he's seen it as, you know what? Me versus Triple G was one of my biggest fights. I feel like after coming off this loss, you know, people losing interest in me, let me call out Triple G, try to get a third one in. I'm gonna get money and I'm gonna get fame. I'm gonna beat him. And then people are going to be like, you know what? Canelo does have something to prove because he beat Triple G for the second time. That's not what the boxing fans want anymore. Everything in boxing is getting boring now. You know, we're tired of seeing these boring fights, no knockouts. You know, people just want the money. You know, they want the quick cash and they're out. They're either calling out retired fighters, old fighters, or fighters that they know they could easily beat. We want fights like the Terrence Crawford fight. We want those fights where it's two people who are undefeated, who we don't know might win. It's very 50-50, and then we see a good fight. That's what we want to see. You know, the Jake Paul. You know, it's debatable. Jake Paul wants to call out Canelo, saying in 2 to 3 years he thinks he could beat Canelo. I'm not gonna cap. I'm on Jake Paul's side here. I do think Jake Paul could put up a good fight with Canelo. You know, Canelo's performance has just been going down. You could just tell by his physical appearance. He's getting older. He doesn't look that much interested in boxing no more. It looks like his prime was there. You know, he looks like he's still trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to get some fights in, but it's just not working out in his favor. So by Jake Paul saying in 2 to 3 years, he said he could beat him, but then I think the best point that he said is that he could put up a good fight with Canelo. I do think he could probably put up a good fight with Canelo. Obviously, Canelo might win. You know, if Canelo really has some anger in him, and if Canelo really wants to put Jake Paul down, I feel like he could end it, you know, with some combos, and Jake Paul's gonna get hurt. But who knows? 2 to 3 years, Jake Paul's been getting better. He might be able to put up a good fight with Canelo. He might go to the distance with Canelo. But I think I'm just sounding like Canelo hater. But based off Canelo's performance and based off that he's getting worse and how delusional he is with calling out these people, trying to go up in weight classes, trying to think he could compete with this other person, especially his new upcoming fight. If he really thinks he could win in his upcoming fight with the way he's fighting and going back on his previous fights, if he really thinks he could outperform Charlo and outbox him, I'm willing to see it. But I personally don't think so. Especially because Charlo's in his prime. Charlo's hungry right now. Although Charlo hasn't fought in a long time, although he's a bit rusty, I still feel like he's a bit hungry, because he's still in his prime. He hasn't fought, but he's still in his prime. Canelo, he's getting old. It doesn't look like he wants it as much. He can't move as quick. Like he's been on vacations, going out to the clubs, a bit of golf. He's not in that boxing life anymore. He's not like boxing is his life. That's not in the moment that he's in right now. So when he's going up against a boxer who's actually boxing, who's actually, fighting opponents, and he can't compete. And if he continues to do this, like I said, that Jake Paul fight might not be too far off. He might be in need for some money. He might be in need for some fame and might call out the wrong dude like Jake Paul or Logan Paul. And he might get whooped, and it actually might be the end of Canelo.